Gamers, we need to talk right now. Huddle around. We need to be here for each other. It's time for some hard truths, especially if you are a fan of single-player games. When a development team you have known for years, especially, again, in the single-player departments, turns away from that genre of game that you love them for and makes something completely different, and you are not a fan of that genre, it hurts. It really hurts. But I'm telling you right now, it is time to move forward. I know it's not easy, but trust me when I say it is way easier to move forward and find a new game in that genre you like and be happy about it than to be angry about it. Now, you might be asking yourself, what the heck are you even talking about? What has even brought up this video topic here, Talon? Well, if you have been on social media at all over the last few days as of January 15th, 2024, then you've probably seen some heated debates about a little game called Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Now, I'm going to say this right now. It has been quite a while since I have seen so much debate online between gamers for such a beloved studio making what many will call a lazy cash grab and chasing trends. But why, you might ask? Well, that's what we're going to discuss here today. I think I finally found the reason, and there's a little bit more detail into why so many people want this game to fail so hard and hate this game. And to answer that question, we need to go into a lot more detail. So let's discuss it. And as always, before we get into the meat of the video, if you enjoyed the video, then leave a comment down below and let us know your personal thoughts on this game. Do you think we're right? Do you think we're wrong? Do you think we're somewhere in the middle? And all that stuff. All right, let's get going. Now, quickly before we get into this video, I do have a script, and yeah, I'm definitely be looking down a little bit more than at the camera sometimes. So I'm allowing my editors to either make fun of me or do whatever they want to do.
Reading? I didn't know you could read.
Over the last year, the talk surrounding Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has been pretty negative, to say the least, and that's putting it nicely. After almost a decade of no news on Rocksteady's next game, we finally got it. After Arkham Knight finished, Rocksteady went dead silent, and then we finally got that news of a new game from them. A third-person shooter heavily focused on co-op, taking down the famed Justice League. Now, while some were concerned about a shooter being made by a studio known for mostly single-player narrative games, most players were still okay because they believed that they could take this risk and make an amazing game. I mean, they killed it again with the Arkham trilogy, so many were willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. Fast forward to February 2022, and most of that positivity turned to negative in a snap. It was revealed that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was not only a third-person shooter, but it was going to be a looter shooter, always online, yes, that's being changed, I know, Battle Pass-filled live service game. Never have I seen dislikes hit a video so fast and then turn into excitement for a game to fail faster than the Flash running Crisis on Infinite Earths. Fast forward again now to present time in 2024, and things have turned from negative to controversial. And again, that's putting it lightly right there. People shouting online, calling each other names, and hoping this game either fails super fast or succeeds to shut the haters up. But why, you might ask? Why is there so much hate around this game? I mean, if you don't like this game, just move on to another game, right? There are tons of them, especially from 2023 and going into 2024, which is looking like a pretty good year. Plus, after that, you can just let the looter shooter fans play Suicide Squad. Done and done, right? Well, I think I finally found the answer, and to some, it might be obvious, but it goes deeper than just a simple basic answer, and we all have to thank Naughty Dog. You might be wondering out loud or about to type into the comments, why the hell is Naughty Dog the reason why everyone is fighting online when it comes to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League? Well, to answer that, we need to actually look at what happened with Naughty Dog in the last couple of months at the time of this recording. If you're not around back in November of 2023, Naughty Dog announced that they are going to be canceling their live service Last of Us multiplayer game. The reason? Well, it's stated by the company themselves as following. The multiplayer team has been in pre-production with this game since we were working on The Last of Us Part 2, crafting an experience we felt was unique and had tremendous potential. As the multiplayer team iterated on their concept of The Last of Us Online during this time, their vision crystallized, the gameplay got more refined and satisfying, and we were enthusiastic about the direction in which we were headed. In ramping up to full production, the massive scope of our ambition became clear. To release and support The Last of Us Online, we'd have to put all of our studio resources behind supporting post-launch content for years to come, severely impacting development on future single-player games. So, we had two paths that we could choose from. Become a solely live service game studio, or continue to focus on single-player narrative games that have defined Naughty Dog's heritage. And there it is. That right there tells us all we need to know. Naughty Dog finally said what no one else would say out in public and just right there for the internet to read and everything. I mean, there have been other companies that have told us the same thing, like Bungie, who's known for their live service game with Destiny, but that was part of like hiring new people, not really meant for the public and everything. This quote from Naughty Dog was right there for everybody to see. But even if you don't like that reasoning, the line, to release and support The Last of Us Online, we would have to put all of our studio resources behind supporting post-launch content for years to come, severely impacting development of future single-player games. And this is true across the entire live service games industry. To keep up the amount of content every 3 months for a season, which seems to be about the sweet spot for most live services like Call of Duty, Overwatch, Diablo 4, The Finals, Destiny 2, and so many more, you need a really big team to keep things going. You can't just release the game and it's done. You have to keep supporting it. And it's just making some new content. It's keeping servers running, making sure hackers don't make things worse for you. Most of these games are free to play, by the way. You need to keep planning things out and trying to anticipate what will bring players back if they take a break, and also keep players engaged for months, if not years. I mean, that's what makes a live service game complete. It's not just buying the game once and maybe buying a cosmetic here and there. It is the fact that they want to keep us, the gamers, constantly playing every single week, day, month, you name it, because that is more money for them. I mean, why else do you think so many games that try to make it into the live service space don't do well and fail pretty fast? So we take all of that and it starts to paint a bigger picture. Why Rocksteady fans are hoping that this game is going to fail. They want this game to fail so bad so that the team can come back to its roots of single-player story-driven games. This is basically the big main reason, but I would say it's one of the main reasons of why so many want this game to simply die on arrival. They also hate the concept of live service games and all of these teams and companies just simply trend chasing, right? Where's the Rocksteady that we knew back in the late 2000s, 2009, 2010, right? Making the Arkham games. They didn't trend chase, they made trends. People started copying them, and that's what everyone loved about it. I think another thing that's really hard to accept is we know Suicide Squad has been in development for over 5 years, which if you go back to when that started, that's when live service games were really at the peak of their height and everyone wanted a piece of that pie. Also, for a majority of the time, it's shown that when a company asks a team that is known for single-player games to then make a live service game, it usually does not work out. Anyone remember Anthem or Avengers? Both of those teams were known for their single-player games, and they tried to make a live service game, and it didn't work out too well. Plus, these higher-ups don't seem to really understand what it takes to support, really support a live service game. Most of the time, these teams need to be bigger than the team making a single-player game. That's just the way it is. I mean, heck, go ask Bungie right now. So this right here is most likely the biggest reason a lot of Rocksteady fans want the game to fail. They know that if this succeeds even a little bit, they will not get another single-player game from one of their favorite teams for either a long time or ever. They can make that transition over to a live service team and never go back. Why? Because Suicide Squad, like we stated with The Last of Us and every other live service game, needs to be supported. WB is going to see that money and say, scrap all that you're doing, keep working on this. We want the money to keep flowing in right now. And you know what? This could succeed for them. This could be a really big thing for WB, that they've been wanting that piece of the pie and all of that money. However, I will say, maybe you want to go talk to Bungie and Sony right now about how Destiny's doing, and that game's coming up on 10 years old, so I hope you don't have 10-year plans or anything like that. Another point when it kind of comes to this game kind of going away from the big main reason is that Rocksteady themselves is fighting a kind of an uphill battle. Most games start off popular in their fan base, and then they grow, assuming it's good, as time goes on. Think GTA 6, or heck, even something coming out really soon, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. However, those games have fans of those games, and it's only going to grow from there because people know what to expect from those games. They're fans of that development team, and they're going to be really happy about it. However, ever since the gameplay reveal and trailer leaks and everything else, the core fans of Rocksteady, who like them again for their single-player games, are not interested in a looter shooter, and that fan base, they're gone for the most part. Which now makes the fan base of Suicide Squad those who like looter shooters and everything, which is definitely a lot smaller than the original fan base. Plus, the fans of Rocksteady, not the looter shooter side, are also definitely trying to blame the higher-ups for this trend chasing, right? However, as of recent, like we're talking 3 days or so here, it seems that's not actually the full story. I thought it was too. Turns out it's not. Published in an article earlier this year in 2024, Jason Schreier of Bloomberg, who's really known for his inside information like 99.9% of the time, whatever he reports on becomes true eventually. It's just, he's that good. He has that good of a reputation. He's got those connections, everything. But he published an article that talks about these same topics and also on what Rocksteady has been doing over the last 10 years. According to his article, Rocksteady was actually given the Suicide Squad license for a game to be made when the previous development team actually canceled that game that they were making. This was after a rumor that a Superman game was shown by Rocksteady to WB, but they said no and then forced Rocksteady to make a live service game. Well, turns out that rumor is not true. It actually never happened, but it stuck around even to this day because a lot of people just don't want to believe that one of their favorite teams has spent almost 7 years working on a live service game when the industry is oversaturated with them and so many fail. Not to mention before that we've said on this channel multiple times, we as gamers have a limited amount of time to play games. If we already have one live service game, I can't pick up another game. I can't, because it requires you to be logging on constantly and playing the game for months, if not years. Because again, that's what these companies want. They want the long-term players there. They don't care about your initial sales, at least not as much. But overall, the long-term is what they really care about, because that's more money. Not to mention that if this succeeds, if Suicide Squad succeeds, then it will be a very long time, like I mentioned beforehand, that we get another single-player game from Rocksteady. However, we also need to face a reality here that I haven't really mentioned in this particular video, but I've mentioned in other videos. The team that made the Arkham games is pretty much all but gone. Not everyone, but a majority of them are not with the company anymore. Most of them have left to work at other studios, including the 2 founders of Rocksteady, who have they've left. They're gone now. There's some rumors that they might be helping out with the new DCEU movies, I guess. I'm not really sure. There have been some talk about how they want to keep the Arkhamverse in there, but a lot of fans, again, of Rocksteady are not happy with the Arkhamverse being parts of this looter shooter area, especially if some of the leaks are to be believed. But again, we're not going to get into any of those leaks or anything like that. Even if the game flops and all of the Rocksteady fans are happy because it's gone, they don't have to deal with it anymore, the team is very different. Lots of talent that are on this particular team right now are more experienced with live service games over single player games. That's why there were so many positions that they tried hiring over the last 5 to 6 years or so. So I don't think it's going to be the same, again, even if this fails. There is some hope, though, that I need to now bring it back to be a little bit more positive here. We as gamers who don't like looter shooters and this new direction that Rocksteady has gone down can play other games, however, though. If you're looking for a new superhero game, heck, go check out Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Spider-Man 2 on PC and PlayStation 5. Spider-Man 2 will be there eventually on PC. Want a good single-player game? Check out, I don't know, every game from 2023 for crying out loud. Not every single game, but a good majority of them. There's a lot of good single-player games. Heck, all the way from AAA all the way to indie. Like, there's tons of different games right now that you can go out and play. Look, I get it. It's hard to see your favorite or one of your favorite teams that has made something that you have liked over the last however many years to now make something that you don't like. But it's time for us to move on and try other games. Look, there are gonna be some looter shooter fans who really enjoy this game. And to you guys, I hope you have a blast with the Suicide Squad. I really hope it is a good game for you guys. Like I've even said in other videos before, the story actually has promise. I played the alpha and it has some absolute banging moments right there, especially the Batman moments. But I already know what a looter shooter live service game can look like because we've seen them for years and years and years. There's going to be a lot of grind. And if you are not somebody who likes looting, if you're someone who does not like the grind, you're not going to like this game. So for those who do though, I truly hope that you can enjoy this game and this game brings what you want to it. And let us know how the game is down the road. If you're watching this video in the future, like we're talking summer, heck, even winter of 2024, is the game still being played by many or has it been canceled? Let us know down below in the comments. Making that first step is always very difficult. So let's take this step together. I'm right here with you. I'm not going to be picking up Suicide Squad, but I know that some of my teammates on the direct team here are going to be playing it, and I hope they have an amazing time playing it. For me though, I'm going to go play some other games. I'm going to first try out that new Prince of Persia game, The Lost Crown, and soon to follow, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I am super hyped for both of these games. The gameplay looks awesome, the world, the music, everything. I cannot wait to play both these games. And those games make me more excited as a gamer than simply being upset that Rocksteady made a live service game. It's their choice. They made the choice to make a live service game over the last 7 years. I'm sure it's going to be polished. I'm sure it's going to somewhat play well. I wasn't the biggest fan of the gameplay, in terms of the gunplay, I should say. But it's their choice. And success or fail, that's their choice to make. We'll have to see what happens. Maybe we will get a Batman Beyond game that we've heard rumors for a long time now from the original Rocksteady creators, you know, if they try to make their own studio again after whatever happens with the movie stuff. But who knows? It could be a long time before something like that happens. It's more important for us as gamers, though, to speak with our wallets and support the games that we like to play and to try other things. Again, I know it's hard to see some of our favorite teams be either forced to make certain games or choose to make certain games like this. But in the end, we have to move forward as gamers. Now, with all that being said, I want to know your personal thoughts down below in the comments. Do you like where Rocksteady is now? Are you excited for the Suicide Squad game? Let us know everything down below. And if you enjoy these type of discussion videos, then leave a like on the video. It shows us that you enjoy these types of videos, and we will continue to make more, or as many as we possibly can. Also, if you want to as well, check out our guides on everything Prince of Persia and other games pinned in the comments. Pretty much every big game that comes out, we've got guides, tips, tricks, you name it. Some of the games that even have seasons, like the finals, which I'm personally enjoying a lot. We have seasonal guides on there as well to help you level up and get as many things as you can before the season ends. As always with that stuff, top right corner, pinned comment below, check them out. And again, if you like those videos, we'll continue to make more. Anyway, I've been Talon with Direct Gaming. Thank you so much for joining me in this video, and I hope you have an awesome day and an awesome week. And don't worry, there are always going to be great games for everyone to play, regardless of what type of game you like. Until next time, everyone, Johnny.